Hello! In this video I'm gonna ride my bike down to the beach and sit on some rocks and do some sketching and drawing in my sketchbook. I filmed this video on a day I was feeling kind of bummed out. I wasn't very stoked on myself or how the way that things are. It was a really nice day. It was warm-ish and sunny and dry, which if you live in Scotland, you know that that's kind of rare around this time of year. And I was feeling guilty that it was getting into the late afternoon, early evening, and I hadn't really left my bed. And I found myself thinking about the book by Grant Petersen, the creator of Rivendell bikes, called Just Ride, which is why I titled this video Just Go Outside. I've read that book cover to cover, like, I don't know, so many times. I find it really inspiring, just his alternative wisdom around riding the bike and the joy you can get from it. And thinking about that book was what gave me the motivation to go, okay, I'm only going 10 minutes away on the bike, but it's going to be worth it. I'm going to feel better once I get on my bike and once I start doing a thing. I gotta thank Grant Petersen really for that perspective, because it was thinking about the book and what I'd read in it that got me there. So I really recommend that book if you haven't already read it. It's called Just Ride by Grant Petersen, and definitely for sure check it out if you're already a fan of and familiar with Rivendell bicycles and the philosophy around them and Grant's views on how we use bicycles. I wanted to talk a little bit about my last video in this video because I'm really surprised and super grateful that so many people watched it and I got all these new subscribers, and I'm just really stoked about it, and I wanted to say thanks to everyone who's been watching my videos and subscribing. It's really cool to know that people out there like what I'm doing, and it's giving me the confidence to keep going and try and make more videos. So stick around, there'll be more to come. I'm building up another retro bike, a 700C, kind of old cyclocross gravel before gravel existed type of bike. It'll be a drop bar number. So yeah, watch out for that. So yeah, like I said, I'm heading to the beach today to do some drawing. I'm actually an artist. I mostly do painting, but I've tried other things like sculpture and photography. Find it all pretty fun, really, but I always gravitate towards painting more. For the last couple of years I've been working with the hospitals where I used to live, doing art sessions with dementia patients and neurology patients, and that taught me a lot about the value that art can add to the world at a time when I was not sure what the value of it really was, and that's been really beneficial. So I've just got myself a new studio. Now I live in Edinburgh, and I thought it'd be a good time to start doing some preparation work by getting into my sketchbook and building up some source imagery to make some new paintings, and hopefully I find an audience for them here and find a rhythm and have some fun. If you're interested in seeing some of the work I do, I have a website and an Instagram, So I'll put them in my YouTube bio or in the description for this video or something, and you can go check them out if you want to. So yeah, here we are approaching the beach I wanted to go to. I've cycled past it a few times and I've never stopped by. There's actually an abandoned bike just there. But I wanted to check it out. It looked cool that you could walk all the way along the pier, and yeah, it just seemed like an interesting little spot with the harbour on one side and then the Firth of Forth on the other. I thought about riding my bike all the way along here, but I couldn't stop thinking about what would happen if I fell over the edge. The water, this seawater in Scotland is really cold. Some people love to take a dip in it, but that's not for me. So this is the spot I decided to sit and spend some time doing some drawing. This is quite a new sketchbook. It's only had a few pages done in it. But yeah, here's a little flick through of some of the things I've been drawing. One thing I've learned from doing art classes and teaching people and doing workshops is how intimidating and even scary a blank page is to some people, and it can be for me sometimes for sure. So you just gotta make a mark on it like I did there, and then you've got something to work from, you've got something to build from. The hardest part is getting started. I'm not always able to follow my own philosophy on that one, but yeah, the sooner you get something down, the more likely you are to get on the way towards discovering what marks there are to be made on that page. I'm quite interested in the idea of discovery and the process of mark making as an impression of your surroundings. I think in this age where everybody has the capacity to take the perfect snapshot with a highly powerful camera in their smartphone, which is in their pocket, of anything at any time, that there's now an intrinsic value in perspective and things that are happening without the mediation of digital technology. So in that sense, to me, I see marks on a page made with a pencil as somewhat of a radical act. The more free and expressive those marks are, the more defiant they are of the digital realm. And that's something of a central concern to the themes around what I'm exploring in my painting. And in its simplest sense, I think it's really important that we as humans remember that we are human beings and that we are creatures and we are a part of a world and we are in that world and we share it with other beings and we are all here together, and no technology can separate us from that. So yeah, I dropped my pencil down here. You can't really tell because of the angle, but it was actually pretty steep, kind of seaweed covered rocks, and I could not be bothered walking all the way around to get it. But yeah, it was kind of a fun little rock climbing sesh. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm totally a professional at rock climbing. So check out the birds before I leave. I think there were some turnstones and an oyster catcher and some gulls here, but there wasn't actually that many birds around. So here's the finished sketch. I like working with just a pencil. I find working with minimal tools helps the ideas flow freely through my hand and onto the page. Heading off now, so that was the abandoned bike just there, and I think this dude was doing like some for real climbing on the walls just there. I saw his mat he had. It's cool to see people out doing things like that, and yeah, I'm pretty happy that I got outside. I definitely improved my mood. Yeah, time spent with the bike always just makes me feel better, and being outside doing drawings was a great outlet for my energy.